What's going on, guys? My name is Joey, and welcome back to another video here on my channel. Today, I'm going to be giving you guys 3 meta builds for the Lex, Prime, Incarnon, Genesis. This is probably one of the hardest hitting secondaries we have in the game, as far as non-multiplicative weapons go. This is a very, very strong option for taking care of high priority targets, dealing dot damage, taking care of acolytes, with its raw damage that it's able to do. So overall, the weapon is really, really powerful. But before we get into any of the builds here, I just want to go over the Incarnon traits for you guys right now. So Evolution 2, we're going with on shield break. We're going to gain 80 extra damage, base damage for 8 seconds. This is base damage, so everything is added after this. So this is really, really nice to have. We have on reload from empty, we get 100% reload speed. This is what I like. You guys can go for your preference in this slot. But for me, this is what I prefer. And then for the final evolution here, 2 of the builds I'm going to be showing you guys today are going to be using Critical Parallel to bolster our crit to extreme levels, and the other build is going to be using Elemental Balance, but I will be showing you guys the 2 Critical Parallel builds first. So first things first is I'm going to be showing you guys a Hemorrhage build. Now, the reason that Hemorrhage works so well on this weapon is that the Incarnon form has less than 2.5 fire rates. We're getting 70% chance to proc on impact, as well as the fact that this weapon has forced impact procs. And with the amount of multi-shot that we're getting on stacked up, we're getting about 3 instances of damage. So we're getting about 3 forced impact procs. So you're getting about 3 different chances at 70% chance to proc slash. And the slash proc is going to be quite beefy as the base damage of this weapon is extremely high. And it's going to be really easy to practice, like I said, because of the forced impact proc. So now to talk about the actual build itself, we have Galvanized Diffusion here. Like I said, it's going to be very, very nice for getting extra instances for Hemorrhage. We have Prime Pistol Gambit, is 180% critical chance. We have Primed Expel Grenier. This is our faction damage. Since this is a slash base build, it's very important that we have our faction damage here so we can double dip. And then we also have our status damage multiplier as well. We have Prime Target Cracker on here. We have Hemorrhage, like I said. Galvanized Crosshairs so we can hit red. And then we have Galvanized Shot on here. The projectile of this weapon is a projectile. It's not hit scan, but it is still additive damage. It is not multiplicative, so keep that in mind. And then our damage arcane of choice is we run secondary Deadhead. You guys can run the arcane of your choice here, but for me, I like secondary Deadhead. So I will be showing you guys how this all works. Now, one thing about this when I'm getting started is, get my Incarnon up, and then you probably want to prime off the rip, just because you want to be able to get your 3 stacks of Deadhead. And you can see I easily got my stacks of Deadhead up. If you're running like Merciless, you don't even have to worry about that. Now you can see if I shoot through these enemies, you can see they get these 4 slash procs on them. You can see it's about 670k. You can see the amount of damage that it deals. And the weapon does have infinite punch through in the Incarnon form, so you do not have to mod for punch through. As you can see, if I shoot all these enemies, it's going to hit all of them. It's going to tick all of them, and they're all going to take a ton of damage. You can go for headshots. Headshots are going to do even more, obviously, because you have the multiplier. So if you're looking for a style of Lex build that isn't your typical flat damage, if you want to look for more of a dot-based setup, but still has ridiculous amounts of crits, because a lot of the status-based setups I make don't really involve a lot of crit, because I really like to just go full-blown for the status. I tend to get better results in most scenarios that way. But with a weapon like this, such great critical chance, forced impact procs, a perfect candidate for Hemorrhage. It's a really, really great option. So if you guys are looking to try out a bleed style but still high crit build for this weapon, this is one I can highly recommend to you guys. Now, if you guys are looking for more of a flat damage setup, you're just looking to deal raw big numbers, then this is the build I have here for you guys. So instead, on this build, everything else here is all the same. The only thing we change here is we have Convulsion, we have Pistol Pestilence, and we have Primed Heated Charge. This is going to give us Corrosive plus Heat. We're getting both Primed Elemental Damage mod bonuses. We have Deadhead on here. This is all going to be raw damage, so we're going to get that easy 360, and we're going to get that 1.3x headshot multiplier. And then we also have a little bit of steady hands on it. We only have 5% recoil with this setup. I couldn't really fit anymore. I need to do another form on here, but I'm too lazy, so I'm not going to do that. So I'll be showing you guys this one now. So the way that this one works is, like I said, this one is not going to be dot-based. So the other one was, you could get the Incarnon Evolution. And here, let me actually, I won't even prime this one because they're not going to dot tick really enough to get killed. The heat's just there for a little bit of extra bolster and base damage increase. So you can kind of see if you prime the enemies, you can start dealing some really nice numbers because you're actually getting value out of a galvanized shot. Let's not forget too that galvanized shot on secondaries is 120% per element, so you're getting even more than you'd be getting from an aptitude or a savvy. So if you're looking for something that will kill acolytes for you, something that you can just shoot the acolyte with, try to kill it with, something like that, this is something that I would definitely recommend to you. But for higher level content, the status is always going to be stronger, because these numbers that it's getting just aren't really high enough to deal with the most dangerous enemies in the game that you can deal with, like disruption units. So I would definitely recommend that if you're going for like high tier content, bring like a dot build. Unless you're bringing it, like I said, specifically to kill the acolyte, then something like this is totally fine. You can see the amount of damage we're able to dish out with this. You know, we're dealing millions of damage. We're getting red crits. We're getting multi instances of damage as well. So if you go to take out the acolyte with something like this, you are going to have no issues with it whatsoever. So now, getting into the final build that I have, you guys, we actually will be changing the elemental balance. Now, this one I kind of just made for a little bit of fun. It still involves a bit of crit, but this one is mostly, it's a slash heat build. So pretty much what we go for here is now we actually have a wicked amount of status. So we're getting over 100% status chance in the Incarnon form. So we have Galvanized Diffusion here for multi-shot stacking. We have Hemorrhage here, same property as before, the same way I talked about it, works the same way. Expel Grenier, so we can get that double dip. We have our elemental damage here, so we get the status damage multiplier. We have a critical damage here, critical chance here. We have flat heat, galvanized shot, plus secondary deadhead. Now this is your full status setup. This is if you are like, and this one will still guarantee you yellow crits in the Incarnate form, as it's sitting at a flat 100. You see here, this is what I was saying about the prime. You get the prime, so you can actually get one-shot kill, and then you can get your stacks up. And you get the stacks up, and now you can kind of just see if you shoot these enemies. Let me get enemies that aren't primed, so they'll actually take more than one hit. So you can see here, if I shoot these guys, now you can see that they're getting, he has three procs of slash on him, two procs of heat. They're both ticking at the same time. So if you guys are looking more so for straight that, this is a really, really solid way to go about the weapon. I definitely could recommend trying this out, though the critical values that you get with like the hemorrhage builds are really, really strong. Going for something like this is definitely viable. As you can see, the amount of ticks that we're getting is going to be really, really nice. We're going to get those multi-slash procs from our hemorrhage. You can see we've got 2 slash procs, 2 heat procs, and they just tick right away. It's really, really easy, to use something like this, and you don't even need to go for something like Savvy if you don't want to. You can drop Savvy and go for maybe Cannonade, something like that if you want to, if you just want the base damage without priming. Because if you're not going to prime, then this one shot isn't going to do anything for you with like Savvy, so you're better off like getting a primer, and then you can shoot, and then you see, now you're actually getting a use out of Savvy. So yeah, that's the way I would say go about it if you guys are looking to use one or the other. But for me, this is a very, very comfortable way to play the weapon. So those are the 3 builds that I have for you guys today. I really hope you guys enjoy. Please leave a like, comment, subscribe. Thank you guys for watching, and have a wonderful rest of your day.